Okay, I got my 38 357 carrier all done. For what it's worth, if it even helps, I polished the ejection chute. For whatever reason, short cases like 38 special, 45, like to come out of here and just catch on this edge. They don't like to fall. I'm not really sure what to do about that. I tried putting a bevel here. Just took the file, hoping the case would fall a little faster, a little quicker, but it doesn't. It just falls, and when you're loading, it kind of gets hung up like that. Now, usually I just knock it off and then place the bullet. It's usually not a problem, but it's just irritating. Haven't solved that problem yet. One problem I do have is people complain about flip primers all the time. Let's see if I can look down in here. Alright, there's the primer tray. And that's how it feeds, in that trough. A lot of times that trough has flashing, mold marks, whatever. So you just get in there and just lightly clean them up with a razor blade, throw some graphite on there, and you shouldn't have any problems. But what I notice is the shell plate. Let's see if I can do this. The shell plate, when it turns this way. Okay, but it does this like little kickback when it sits. When it does that, this edge right here will catch the next primer, and it kicks it, and it will flip it up on its side. So I'm not really sure how I can demonstrate that, except for, see if I can get this to work. When it kicks back, it just catches that primer's edge, and it's just enough to flip it over in the tray, so it ends up sideways. And that's when you get ends up sideways like that in the primer feed, and that's when you get the crooked primers or the misfeeds. So yes, the primer feed on the Pro 1000 is picky. CCI and Remington, like the manufacturers say, no problem. Wolf small pistol primers, no problem. Wolf large pistol, forget it. They just get destroyed. But what I found is a decent solution is if you take a Dremel tool, see if I can put this on there. You take a Dremel tool and you bevel this edge. Doesn't have to be too great. You bevel the edge. I just use a Dremel tool with a grinding wheel on it and just clean it up with a little emery cloth. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get rid of that edge. Should fix your problem. Like I said, let's see if I can do this again. How do I have that? If you think of this as the shell plate, there we go, that's a little better. Think of this as the shell plate rotating back. It's actually just catching this primer, because that one sits outside trying to find the best angle here. primer, no, I can't see. This second primer in line isn't protected by the little rail right here or here. Now, the last time I had problems, the rail broke off on this side, and this second primer would find its way up over here and just get stuck. Normally, if you have a jam, when you rotate the shell plate, it'll fall out this hole and out the back of the press. So, like I said, it catches, this is the shell plate, it can catch that second primer, and it just flips it. Okay? I can't really get it to do it, but that's what goes on. That's what jams up most of these presses. Now, I got lazy last night and didn't feel like moving some totes to get to my Dremel, because we're in a massive purging mode right here at the house. And like I said, if you bevel that carrier, you should eliminate that problem. And you might be able to use other primers. I haven't tried Federal or Winchester primers. Wolf, like I said, the small primers work good. Small rifle works good in 223. CCI's no problem. Remingtons, no problem. I don't use a lot of Remingtons. Large pistol, Wolf, don't work. And I'm going to figure out how to fix that, because I got a ton of large Wolf pistol primers. So I'll get this back together. I'll get it going. I had it going already. I loaded up the last of my lubed cast bullets I had on hand, and I got to do some casting. But that's it. So now I got 38 special press, 45 ACP, 30 carbine carrier, all ready to go. And I got a 223 press stashed away in the corner. I had to rebuild 2 carriers. I'm into the 2 presses for about 20 bucks, 18 bucks or so. And sadly, half of it was shipping. Lee's pretty good. They give you a lot of pots for free. I only had to pay for about $9 in pots. And the rest I made. I had to make a new Z-bar. It was missing. Lee has updated their feed system to a spring system. And they sell a kit that's like 20 bucks to update it. I just said, screw it. I'll make my own. I found some pretty tough wire kicking around that fit. Just bent it. Had to find some screws, cut them down. They're just 832 machine screws. That's about it. I had to make a new screw. Well, not make a new screw, but I didn't feel like paying the 75 cents for the screw for the zero adjust. So I just found a 1/4 screw kicking around in the drawer that fit. The only difference is it's slotted instead of a Phillips. So that's it. So pretty much done working on presses. Gotta cast up some bullets and start reloading.